Hello folks, Major Gosnell here, and today I'm going to be doing another community spotlight. This time we're looking at Mason's base, and he's very kindly agreed to show me around. So, this is Mason over here, or Mike. Top of the morning to you. So, let's get cracking, shall we?
Alright, so we actually have the entrance down this way.
Gotcha. Jesus, that must have taken you a while to carve out.
The crater was actually already here.
Really?
I just kind of took advantage of it.
That's very nice. That's actually really nicely done.
Yeah, it spawned me right next. This is actually one of the biggest craters I've seen on this map so far. So
Yeah, I've never
you go
seen
in
something like
here.
this before.
Oh, get in quick.
Right.
Oh, how did you do that?
Do
You
what?
just like phased through the doors on my screen.
We must have a bit of lag here, I think. Are you still in your airlock?
Yeah, because I thought you were outside. Here,
I got you. So I'll just wait patiently in here.
Alright, let's turn the lights on. So, this is manufacturing.
Very nice.
We have a automated arc furnace over here. Just toggle the switch on. Can throw some ores in here. Yep, getting a little bit of lag. Alright, here we go. And these lights will turn on and you can see them count down there.
Oh yeah, I saw something similar in Saddam the Bear's base.
Yep, so once those are done, they'll go through the chutes under the floor into the fabricator here. And then we got a switch for the fabricator that also turns on the conveyors.
Very nice. First person I've seen actually using the conveyors.
Yeah, they're actually pretty handy. I think the chutes probably work better because things can fall off of them right now. Maybe they need to put like ledges or something on them. But,
Yeah, I've read on the forums that they couldn't really figure out how to use them properly and what have you. But yeah, that's very nice.
Next we have atmospherics here. Let me switch the lights on.
Sorry, so I'd just like to explain to viewers, I do seem to be having high FPS here. I think that might be down to the lag, in case anybody is wondering. Very nice.
Yep, and these large tanks are kind of getting full on beta now that they changed the gases. So we have tank fill here. You just put any kind of tanks you want on there. And we have pressure regulators for each gas. And we have a canister evacuator, I guess, here. Put your waste tank in this guy and then put the back pressure regulator on. In here we have the furnace room.
Just want to take a look here 1 second. How are you pumping all this through? Is it a volume pump you're using, or
Pumping what through?
the gases through your filters? How's it being pumped?
Oh, follow me. So I have these doors wired, so when you open the doors, they turn on the lights.
Oh, nice.
This is the access tunnel for atmospherics here.
Very, very nice.
So there's actually no pumps for those canisters. The canisters just use the pressure regulators, and they're connected directly to the tanks. And I can shut off the large tanks with these top valves here, and shut off the smaller tanks with these valves on the sides.
I got
So
you.
these guys will shut off the sides ones, and then these will shut off the tanks for the big tanks. These valves here these are like fill lines that if you can see over here. These all lead to hydroponics. So I actually have hydroponics on its own separate system just in case something happens to this one.
To the main one, so you don't lose your crap.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep. So, yep. This is the main filtering area. We do have a fuel gas mix here that leads to the furnace room. Let me show you the furnace room.
How long did it take you to do this?
A long time. I probably have 300 hours in the game now.
Yeah, it looks complicated, to say the least.
Yep, you're blocking the door. There you go.
Apologies.
I just want to turn lights off as we go because I think it's a pretty big performance hit.
Yeah, you do have quite a lot of lights. You must be using quite a lot of electricity as well.
Yep. Probably quite a bit. So this is the furnace room. This is always kept at vacuum. So I have my 2 arc furnaces, which you saw it do the work already. The furnaces are on their own transformer.
Oh, you
As
don't
they
choose
can
a
use
normal
2000 volts.
furnace, no?
I do when doing large quantities of things. These are more for convenience when I'm just trying to like smelt something quick. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
The furnace here, I pump in a gas mixture with this volume pump, and it can just make about anything you want. And then this actually goes, I can cool my gases. They go up to a cooling loop. Radiators currently aren't working as intended until a fix. Here, this one is mainly used for just melting gases, melting ices, and that goes directly to the furnace without having to be cooled.
Very, very nice. Out of curiosity, why all the red?
I just thought it looked good. I did like a red, gray, and white theme throughout the manufacturing. Hydroponics goes back to like blue. All right, so getting a little lag here.
Yeah, it's showing. There we go.
Oh, it happens exactly same time to you too. Down here is going to be future expansion. This is nothing right now. This will probably be like quarters or something, crew quarters. If we go this way, down here will be the med bay at some point.
Very nice.
And even further down, the deepest point of the base, this will probably be like a radiation shelter or something of the like.
Very nice. Is this steel or iron framing?
All steel. I'm not using any iron. So if we go back up top here, these doors are not powered right now. So we're back in manufacturing here. Let me just turn some lights off so we don't get the performance hit.
There we go.
Huh, that light decided to stay on. Okay, so next, up here, this is hydroponics. Let me just cycle the airlock here. If I can reach it through the window. Might want another console. Okay, while we're waiting for that, up here is my main battery. Or this has actually become battery backup now because I only have 4 here. We can see there at the bottom is my power consumption. Up there at the top left is power generation, and top right is the current battery capacity.
How did you get the LED to read out the kilowatts?
I think it's mode 2. There's actually a mode, and it sets to kilowatts.
Oh,
it
very
might
nice.
be mode 1 that sets it to percent. So, yep, that's there. And then over here, you can actually see. Do I have lights in here? Yep. This is actually atmospherics you can see down into. This was going to be a control room at some point, but I'm not sure I'm still going to do that with this. Might turn into something else. We'll see.
That is a very nice little system, actually. I like having all your monitors in one room. That's quite nice.
Yep. Step in here. This is hydroponics. It's a little toasty right now because of the radiators. My cooling loop not working because of the bug.
Just for anybody watching, there's currently an issue with the beta branch where the radiators aren't working properly. If you're playing stable, that shouldn't be an issue.
All right, so this is all a separate system here. So that if anything ever happens to atmospherics in the other wing, this is all
You have a
contained.
backup. Nice.
Yeah. So this all the filtration units goes through, the filters here, and all this is contained. And my monitor's up there. We have the percentage readouts. We got 39% oxygen, 46% nitrogen, and 15% CO2 right now. Now I do have logic in place to keep that within the same levels, and that's actually controllable up here in this room with all these dials.
Got you. How did you get on the consoles the nitrogen temperature, the labeling?
Sorry, say that again?
So on your consoles up above, you have the labels like H2O pressure and stuff. How did you do that?
Just label that with the label maker.
Ah, I wasn't aware that you could actually do that.
Here on the console.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'm currently doing my own gas rooms, so that's actually quite handy to know. I didn't know you could do that.
Yep, we got a battery bank I just actually installed here. There's 10 batteries in here.
Is that all the power in your base, or?
Then the other big 4 batteries you saw in the other room, so 14 batteries total.
How many solar panels are you operating?
32, I think. So 16 kilowatts of power during the day, and we actually have some, one of these soybeans is ready to harvest.
Very nice. It's actually the biggest hydroponics I've seen.
Yep, it's very hard to heat, but I actually have a very efficient system when it's actually working with the radiators. Outside here, you can see the cooling loop. So all these radiators are cooling pollutants line. That's my cool loop down there, and if you'd like, I can show you the heat loop.
Yeah, most certainly.
So you can see these radiators on the sides all throughout hydroponics is actually the neutral loop, and
I'm assuming you have all of your logic underneath the floor, yeah?
No, actually there's no logic in the floor. It's all on the walls here, and then up here above the tanks.
Oh, I got you.
There's actually not much logic at all on the floor. But we could, there's another access tunnel to all of this, but we'd have to go through 2 more airlocks. So for sake of ease, I'm just gonna drop through the floor here. So we'd come through this airlock normally, and that would switch on these lights.
And what's this logic for here?
That is just for when this door opens, these lights will switch on. It'll switch on this APC.
Ah, it's a pretty good system.
Yep. So down here we have basically my logic has it so if it's on a trigger system, if the oxygen ever falls below a certain percent, it'll turn on this volume pump. If nitrogen ever falls below a certain percent, it'll turn on the nitrogen. Same with the CO2.
Very nice. You've got it. This is some of the nicest piping I've seen, actually, in bases.
Thank you. Now, this pressure regulator here keeps the heating loop pressurized at a certain temp or a certain pressure. This one keeps the cooling loop at a certain pressure. And then here on the left we have our hot loop. And then here on the right we have our cooling loop. And in the center it looks like a straight pipe, but it's actually a T-junction. And that leads to the rest of the radiators in the neutral loop that's going throughout hydroponics. So I have logic in place that monitors the temperature of this neutral pipe, and it always keeps it at 36 degrees Celsius. So right now, if I were to turn on the cold, which I have disabled at the moment because radiators aren't working, this would usually be like negative 120 degrees, and now it's 35. So the cold isn't working because of the radiators. But in here, now this is a dual airlock because I don't want to. This is my heat room. I don't want to mix the heat into. So we're just gonna suck the air out and then push it back into hydroponics. And this is a manual system right now. I'd like to try to make it automatic. But now we can, you see it's getting real hot in here. This is the heat room. So let's open this up. So we have thermostat controls here on the wall. And then we have our heat loop here to your right.
Very nice.
So I have logic in place that turns on these heaters and tries to keep this room between 88 and 90 Celsius. But right, like I said, the radiators are also not working. So the heat room's a little hot right now. I also, in this tank we have CO2. This room is filled with pure CO2.
Oh, what's the logic system up above?
That is to turn on the heaters whenever it drops below 88, and then to turn them off when it goes above 90.
Just standard Schmidt trigger, yeah?
Yep, Schmidt trigger. So we also have a furnace, like, jumpstart system. Like, say, for some reason, my hydroponics was offline for a while and everything got cold. I could put in fuel in here and then pump the hot gas from the furnace into this pink loop here. And that would heat up the room very hot. And that'll jumpstart it, and I don't have to wait so long.
I got you.
So yeah, this is just basic climate control here.
Some very nice stuff there.
It's very efficient when, because you normally don't have to heat greenhouses; they stay hot. So it's pretty efficient in that those heaters almost never need to turn on.
Have you built this by yourself, or did you have other people helping you?
This was all me.
Fair juice, man, fair juice.
Okay. So that is a full tour there.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for showing me around there. And I'm sure the guys are going to love this on the forums. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I gotta say this is, for shared design, piping and electrical, that's quite a lot of work there, man. That is very impressive, and I'm very impressed with your gas setup as well. So yeah, thanks for showing us around, and at some point I hope to come back and see the base when it's fully completed as well.